Congratulations into the
thank
FA
you.
Cup final, your first final as a Chelsea player. How good does that sound?
Sounds good. I think everybody is happy. We did a good job, especially in the first half, I think. Second half was a little bit difficult, but on the end we scored the one goal that we needed, and it was enough.
Yeah, you scored the winner, and it was a goal that you threatened to score all game. Could you feel that you were able to exploit the pace that you and Timo both have?
Well, of course, you always have to have that feeling before the game that you want to score, and I think Timo went good in the space, and he saw my one, and it was a good delivery, and I just can put it in easy. So yeah.
For you, a fifth goal in a Chelsea shirt. It's been a difficult year or so for you, up and down, but do you feel like we're starting to see the best of you now?
Not yet, not yet. I still have a lot to work on, but I think I'm on a good way.
Of course, a good result in the Champions League in midweek,
Yeah.
still in the hunt for the top four, and you'll be coming back here in the FA Cup final. Do you think it could be a special end to the season for Chelsea?
Of course. If you see, where we're still playing for, so all the ways are open. So everybody is excited about it, and we cannot wait to play those games.
Well, congratulations, you are the man of the match as well.
All right.
Yeah, he scored the goal. Mike, you picked on something before the game to give you some credit that you deserve, because you spotted a possible weakness in Manchester City's approach, and so it proved to be.
Yeah, it was this high line that they adopt. At times it works when they've got possession, but this happened in the first half. You see the high line there, Werner in behind, and on this occasion, he was offside. Ziyech puts the ball in the back of the net, but that was the warning sign. And it's like, they didn't learn from this, and that's what happens next, Alan.
What about the way to pass from Mason Mount? When you're making that run as a forward, you want to know that ball's going to find you, and it did. Perfection. Then you need the ball into the box again. It was a brilliant run from Werner, and Ziyech has just got to put it in the back of the net. But the ball there from Mason Mount is
Goalkeeper,
superb.
Alan, he's got a bit in no man's land, really.
No man's land, absolutely. Doesn't know whether to come, stay, and he makes it easier than it should be, really, because he's got that huge space to play the ball into.
I just think he makes up Werner's decision there, doesn't he? There you got to let that to the defender, let him deal with that, and of course anything that comes in your box you deal with, but he's come out, he's in no man's land, and then easy finish in the end.
We said about Werner before the game, we highlighted some of the sitters that he's missed this season, but that's why he was in the team today. That's why he was asked to play on the last defender, to run in behind, because he knew that City would struggle.
Ziyech nearly made it 2-0, didn't he? Shortly after that. Again, the goalkeeper didn't know whether to stick or twist.
Similar thing again, that he's the ball over the top, and he's gone through. This time the keeper did save it, but Chelsea deserved it. They were the one that were creating the chances. High line again, ball over the top. Good save this time.
The whole game, this is why I love, the way Werner plays. He isolates people, he drops a little bit deeper, that decoy run, and then you get Ziyech running in between the two centre-backs, and I think that caused Man City problems all day, to be honest.
Looking at Manchester City, it was clearly not their best day, Mike. I suppose the only bonus was they looked a different proposition when Foden came on. What a player
It was
he is.
magical. He's a player who just seemed to get better and better and better. They're a better player with him in the side. No matter where he plays, whether he plays right, left, centre, he made a real difference.
He was the only player for them today. I mean, he
was.
came on and he changed it for them. Everyone else in their team was poor.
It was Chelsea's evening. Fabulous achievements. 4 finals in 5 years.
Yeah, it seems to be Chelsea's trophy. Of course, lost it last year against Arsenal, and hopefully this year they can do it. I think with the performances they're putting in, back end of the season, I think they've got a great chance.
Yep. No quadruple for Manchester City, but Chelsea, they could end up usurping them season. Could win the FA Cup and the Champions League.
We said before the game kicked off, didn't we, that it could be a great season for both these clubs, and it still can.
OK, thanks, chaps. It's been a big news day, so we're a little bit curtailed, but we are going to continue onto the red button and iPlayer. So Tuchel becomes the first German manager to reach an FA Cup final. There's no doubting Thomas.
More ambition to try and get forward, caused them 1 or 2 problems with their wing backs getting into dangerous positions. One good chance from Chilwell. Other than that, there's been nothing.
Sometimes you think to yourself the game's going to spring into life, but it's not really had that feeling at all in that first 45 minutes. Do you think actually it's perhaps a case of two coaches cancelling each other's out?
It is. I think it's that mutual respect and understanding of two dangerous teams. You don't want to give away something or something cheap too early. So to me, yes, it has been boring, but I think tactically it's been a good game.
I think
I like the tactical side of it.
I think it just shows Pep's got a lot of respect for Tuchel. The way they've set up, they give him a little bit of respect. You expect City to dominate the ball, but it's been probably 50-50 on possession. And Chelsea have actually been the better side. I know someone say Man City have made 8 changes, so it's going to disrupt their flow a little bit. But I've got to give credit to Chelsea.
They usually make lots of changes, don't they? At least 4 or 5.
They usually do, but you've got to give credit to Chelsea. Chelsea are becoming a really good side. From when Tuchel first came in, I was critical because it was a little bit sore because of Lampard and my affection for him. And I thought, given a little bit more time, he could have done well. But if they get a number 9, Chelsea, they'll be incredible team. They really will.
Yeah. Is that what's missing, perhaps, for Chelsea? I mean, the best chance fell to Chilwell, didn't it?
Yeah, the best chance, the only chance really that is fell to him. They worked it really well and I said the two wing backs getting in there. One's down the right hand side, knocking that ball into the other one who's coming down the left hand side, and he sort of rolls it down his shin, doesn't he, and doesn't get the connection that he wants. But that's certainly been the best moment of the game from a Chelsea point of view. And they've been dangerous, and I'm sure that they'll try and to do more of that in that second half.
Yeah. Aside from that miss, the Chelsea left back's been pretty good.
Yes, I think he's been in good defensive positions. He's been a constant threat down the left. Maybe just with the crosses, I think he hit one, it took a deflection. Only maybe 2 players in the box as well, so can we get a few more bodies in the box? But I think Chilwell's been bright.
Yeah, I suppose it's just the finish in the final ball that's let Chelsea down, but they've definitely been the more threatening side, Ashley.
They have. We spoke about the wing backs here. Reece James again. Could he have cut that back? Probably yes, but it's one of them. It's that final ball. I think that they've lacked bodies in the box at times. But on that transition, with Chelsea have been a threat.
I think what tells you about it is that we've not seen Cancelo go forward, we've not seen Mendy go forward, but we've seen the two wing backs of Chelsea get into dangerous positions, and that's been their one fault, is when they've got into those positions, is that final ball. It's been poor.
Well, I think they need to keep that going, because you know what it's like. Man City have got subs on the bench, and they can change the game at any time. So the first goal is pivotal. Whoever gets the first goal next will probably go on and win the game.
We're about to show Manchester City's best chance of that half. It was Fernandinho's header, which is kind of straw clutching.
Yeah, well, he's known for his defensive work, but he gets himself in a great position here. He just think he's going to angle it into the top corner. But it wasn't to be, and if we're showing this as one of City's chances.
Well, other channels have commercial breaks, Micah, but we don't have that. We don't have that advantage on this particular occasion.
I get a bit more of them on Sky.
There's Fernandinho. There's an element of a stamp on Mount. It looks like we've had a good look at it. It looks like he's actually tried to avoid stamping on him as much as anything.
Yeah, you can see him. He just tries to pull his foot out of the way. I think he thinks about it for a split, and then he just does enough to pull his foot out of the way. So no, there's nothing in that.
Yeah, it could have been totally worse, couldn't it? But as Alan said, he's pulled his foot away. Mason, I don't think was touched or touched hard enough. So it's one of these things. You're playing in a semi-final. Tempers will flare up, and I hope it flares up a little bit more so we get some excitement.
I want to see a little bit more urgency, a little bit more energy. I don't know.
These teams have played a lot of games. They've both played it. I mean, should be fresh, most of the players, because they've made a few changes. But they did both play big games in midweek, Champions League games, travelling as well.
It does take it out of you. But I mean, sometimes the adrenaline when you play in a semi-final as well, you put all that to the side. But City need to improve if they want to win this game.
City have got a hell of a bench. They can really
Foden,
make changes.
Mahrez, so you wouldn't be surprised if even if he doesn't do it now, then after 10 or 15 minutes, you'd expect 1 or 2 changes.
By contrast, I suspect Tuchel will be relatively satisfied with his team's performance.
He will. I think, not saying, of course, Chelsea dominated possession, you know, I think Mika's right, 50-50, but in terms of, you know, just looking at them, the way they play, that intensity to, you know, win that ball back, regain it, and then play into Mason and Ziyech in between the lines and getting the wing backs pushing on, I think he'll be very happy with the first half performance.
I think Pep Guardiola will be losing his temper a little bit in there, in the dressing room at half time.
I think he'll just be, you know, go in there and be cool, calm and collected. They're still in the game. They know Chelsea have been better, but they've got subs to bring on. They've got to pick up the pace a little bit, and you'll see, I think, a different City in the second half.
OK, well, we've dragged it out. Leicester face Southampton in the other semi-final tomorrow, and Peter Shilton represented both clubs in a career which saw him win the First Division, a League Cup and 2 European Cups. This competition, though, will always be the one that got away. You're not the only one, Alan.